you guys. So this video was actually requested by one of my subscribers and I thought it was a fabulous idea. So she asked me to compare my jar concealers. The reason why, first, I love things in jars. And I really do enjoy jar concealer. I know you're thinking like, Candace, what does it being in a jar have to do with it? Usually concealers in a jar are a little bit thicker, and I like thicker concealers for covering dark circles, for really canceling out what I need to cancel out. But I'm thinking about, I think with this being said, I am going to go ahead and do my favorite wand concealers as well. Because application means a lot. Some people will choose things because the application is easy, i.e. foundations with a pump. So, it's so funny because I don't have that many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 different concealers in jar form that I'm going to share with you. And I actually like all of them to the point where some of them I have multiple shades. So, I'll go ahead and give you just a review on them and just what I have, and all of these I can recommend for the most part. So, we're going to start with Triple OG. My first jar concealer, one of my first concealers, is the NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer in a Jar. It was called Concealer in a Jar. Was it? Or maybe I just said that. This NYX concealer. I am in the shade C8 Nutmeg. C08 Nutmeg. This concealer is very thick. I go back and forth. I like a thick concealer for my skin tone that needs to cover. It can be my skin tone a little bit lighter to cover, to brighten. Usually when those looks where I'm not doing like full highlight everything, I'm using a thick concealer because it can do both. It can cover, it can do, I really like them for that. Yeah, so this one is thick. This is, give me a consistency, let me see. It's thick but spreadable. I have a hard time describing. I'm stuck here. Cream, it's creamy. It's not, oh my gosh, it's not the thickest one in the group. Just it's creamy, but it's definitely something you can spread with your finger, like a cream eyeshadow, if you will. Like a cream eyeshadow. This one does a really good job of covering and lasting a long time during the day. It does a really good job of that, really good job of staying put, and a really good job of looking natural. It does. It looks natural. It's not going to give you super full coverage, so if you have really heavy dark circles, you might want to color correct before, because this might not cancel out something that needs to be color corrected. However, if you don't need that, you just need some brightening, you need just normal coverage, this is going to give you that and more. And it's going to last all day and give you a very nice natural look. I will say this works in my skin tone. However, if I decide to use a bright, like one that's lighter to like highlight with it, it just doesn't look good. It's too thick and it doesn't look well, not my skin tone. So, you understand? Okay. Alright, then the next one from NYX is this Dark Circle Concealer. Now, this one works well, but I've come to realize that it works well on skin that's a little bit lighter than me, because it's like a corrector. This is a dark circle. It's called Dark Circle Concealer, and it only comes in about 4 shades. This is the deepest shade. And what this is you see how it's a little bit peachy toned. This is going to cancel out your dark circles. It has that peachy tone to it. However, it's just quite a little light for me to cancel out my dark circles. However, I've used it on like clients and different things way back in the day, and it definitely works well for that. So recommend if you fit that criteria. All right, then the next one we have this. Oh my god, these were holy grail. Well, I say these have 2 shades. Holy grail concealers. This is another situation where if you go super light, it's not going to look good like highlight and brightening. You definitely need to keep it within your skin tone. You know, definitely to make it look nice and look natural. And yeah, this is the Iman Cover Cream. Okay, it's called Second to None Cover Cream. I have 2 shades here. This is Clay Medium Deep. This is what I use for my skin tone. And this one is Clay Medium, which is like a hint, like a snap lighter. So it's not like I'm not using it to, like, you know, highlight. I'm using it to just brighten a teeny bit. This one is definitely the thickest of the ones that I own. It's definitely the thickest. But again, it's still spreadable with your finger. All of these concealers in the jars, they definitely need to be worked well with a finger. Or a nice, I would do a nice, a brush like this. I wouldn't do like a flat concealer brush, like a flat, like the paintbrush style foundation brush concealer brushes. Something fluffy like this to blend it out, or your finger. This is the Morphe M173, one of my favorites. And then the Morphe M334. These do really well to blend out creamy, thick, creamy concealers. Or you could do a damp sponge, a damp beauty blender or something like that. Anyway, this one covers well. This is going to be the one that will cover without having to color correct. It will cover. However, if you're using a lighter shade, like much lighter than your skin tone, it can get a little cakey. It can look like that, especially topping it with the translucent powder. You want something close to your skin tone because it's easier to blend out and not see any lines or anything like that. So definitely recommend that one, shorty. Definitely. Okay, again, this one is still a long wearing this one probably lasts longer than the NYX one. But yeah, for my natural looks, yeah, pretty good. All right, the next one. Y'all know this is favorite. Well, I'll explain why this beats all the other ones I have. Is because it blends out into nothing. It doesn't feel, the ones I've shown you so far feel like concealer. Now, yeah, I know I have makeup on. They feel like something else. They're not uncomfortable, but you know, it's part of the process. This literally blends out into nothing. Nothing makes my skin look like good skin. It doesn't make it look like good concealer. It makes my skin look like great skin. Wonderful. I wear these under foundation to even out my skin before I put on foundation, as well as over top. I have two shades. One of them is my skin tone. The other one is a lighter shade for me to brighten a bit. And I guess I see you can guess what it is. It's the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. You guys, this stuff is wonderful. It's been in favorites favorites since I've gotten them. Wonderful. This stuff is, oh my goodness. So here's the one in my skin. So look how pink. I bought this in April, May, June, July, like April. That's how much I've been wearing it. You get a significant amount in there. This is my skin tone. This is Cafe. And again, I'll wear this under foundation to make my skin look even, cover any blemishes or anything like that before I put on foundation. Did a whole routine on it. I'll link it down below. Here is the lighter one. This is Amande. This one I'll use under the eyes again on my natural days to brighten and things like that. Not necessarily to highlight, but to just brighten the under eye area. Again, this looks like good skin, not good makeup. Now, I'm one of those people where as though my makeup doesn't always have to look like skin. So I know you're thinking like, Candace, well, why don't you just still use those all the time? Because it doesn't give the HD effect. You know, the glance, you know, this gives great skin. It's so good. It's so good. Covers everything. I don't need to color correct with these, necessarily. If I'm wearing them over foundation, they do a pretty good job of that. But there you go. Right, the next one, this one I'm gonna just throw this in really quickly because I'm still trying them out. This is the Fiona Styles Full Cover Perfect Finish Concealer. They're decent now. Okay, I can't say too much on them. However, I will say if you put a lot on, if you really like trying to cover some stuff, it can look cakey. So this is one you might want to color correct with and be careful with. I can't really say too much on them because I've only worn them about 3 times. So whatever. But then the final jar concealer that I have that I like to share with you. And this is, I showed you all that I own, not just like my favorites. This is all the ones I own. Surprisingly, it's not a lot. People need to put more concealer in jars. Clearly. The final one that I have 3 shades of this because it recently went on sale and I think it's still on sale. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Concealer. This is by far not the thinnest, but the most emollient, the wettest, not in a bad way, that sounds so bad, but the creamiest, yeah, wettest concealer in the jar that I own. So I have 3 shades. The reason why I have 3 shades is because I bought 7.0 at first, and the tone was off for me. It's warm, but the shade, it just, I don't know, it's a little off. You can actually see how wet it is. Look how shiny this looks in the jar. Look how it's catching the light compared to something like the NARS. It's not catching as much light. You see how shiny that is? Again, not a bad thing. I'm just letting you guys know. Very creamy, very emollient. You're going to want to set it with a powder. You're going to have to set it. I set all my stuff with powder, but this is definitely one you're going to have to set. But once you set it, you can forget it. It does matte. It is matte and things like that. It doesn't give any glow or anything like that. It does set matte. It dries down matte, and this does a really good job of covering and even correcting a little teeny bit. I don't know, it doesn't claim to do that, but it does. I've noticed that with me. It does tend to sit on the skin well. It tends to sit on the skin well. This is one of those concealers where it's like you got good makeup on. It's not gonna make you look like skin, but it's a good makeup concealer. So I got 7.0 because that's what I thought. I swatched it in Sephora. And then this one, these two I picked up recently. They were on sale at Ulta and Sephora. It's $10, this concealer. I don't know if they're discontinuing it or what. So I got the next two lightest shades. I got 6.5, which is what I'm using now, like not on a daily basis, but this would be the one I would use more than all the other shades. And then I got 6.0, which is even a little bit lighter, but definitely warm like I like it. So I'm still playing with this one to highlight a little bit to see if I can, because I don't know if it looks cakey or whatever, because again, I just got these two. But this is a great creamy concealer. I know actually Emily Noel 83 kind of compared it to the consistency of the Benefit Erase Base. I don't own that one because they don't make any shades dark enough. So, but I heard that was good. So if you like that, this is on sale for $10 right now. Go ahead and check it out. But it's very, very creamy, very emollient. This is a full coverage concealer. You must set it with a powder, and it looks like good makeup. Yeah, that's it. And this comes in 14, I would guess 14-ish shades, because it's like 7.0 is the darkest shade, but then they have 6.0, but then they have a 6.5. So I think there's intermediate shades. Of course, when I just go look for stuff, I go to the deep end because that's where I have to live. But yeah, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about any of these, any of the products mentioned in the video, go ahead and leave it down below. I love you all so, so much, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.